Milagros Ortiz was 92 years old. They called her Millie. She was a great-grandmother. The life of every family gathering. She loved to dance. Not like your average 92-year-old, but really dance. She was the person who uplifted everyone around her. Every week, she went to bingo. It was her routine, her night out. Her friend drove her home in a Jeep, and Millie sat in the front passenger seat. On January 18th, 2026, she was coming home from bingo, doing what she always did, being where she was supposed to be. She never made it inside. Here's what happened. Officer Andrew McEwen of the Orlando Police Department was stopped at a red light at South Somoran Boulevard and Hoffner Avenue. He spotted another driver making an illegal U-turn. He decided to pursue. As he entered the intersection, the video shows his emergency lights came on, but they appeared steady, not flashing, just on. A witness doesn't recall hearing a siren. Then, seconds later, the emergency lights turned off entirely. The screen goes dark. The cruiser accelerates into the intersection and slams into the Jeep carrying Millie Ortiz home from bingo. She died at the hospital. Now, here's where the story changes from a tragic accident to a scandal. The Orlando Police Department's initial crash report found Officer McEwen was at fault. Failure to yield the right-of-way. Open and shut. But the Orange County State Attorney's Office, led by Monique Worrell, declined to file criminal charges. Their reasoning, a quote, lack of evidence showing that Officer McEwen's driving was in this case was reckless. They noted he was going 32 miles per hour. 32 miles per hour. Through an intersection. With no lights, no siren. Into a woman coming home from bingo. But here's what the investigation also found. Something the state attorney acknowledged but decided didn't matter. That police vehicle had a history. A long one. The cruiser, a 2019 Ford Explorer, had been in a crash in March of 2020. During repairs, the emergency lights were removed and reinstalled. In March of 2023, a work order noted that, quote, only part of the strobes were working. Repairs were reportedly made. In February of 2025, 11 months before the crash, a work order flagged that, quote, a couple buttons on the emergency control are not working. Notably, the siren. But no repair was completed because the problem, quote, could not be replicated. In September of 2025, another work order. The siren box worked intermittently. The operator had to, quote, switch them all the way to the right, and it might not still work. No repairs were made after the box functioned during inspection. And just weeks before the crash, November 2025, another work order. The sirens were not working. The siren box may need to be reprogrammed. The officer was advised to, quote, take it to public safety. Orlando Police Chief Eric Smith admitted on a podcast that the vehicle had been wrecked before McEwen got it, and that McEwen had brought it in 3 times, saying his lights weren't working. 3 times. The Orlando Police Department put a broken cruiser on the road. They knew the lights didn't work. They knew the siren didn't work. They knew it had been broken for years. And Milagros Ortiz paid the price. Attorney Benjamin Crump is representing the family. He's filing a $92 million lawsuit, $1 million for each year of Millie's life, against the Orlando Police Department, against the maintenance company, against the maintenance company, against the manufacturer of the light bar. Crump's words were simple. Why is the police above the law? Her daughter, Judy Santiago, said it best. Fighting back tears, she said, I don't want her death to have gone in vain. It has to be worth something so it prevents the next tragedy on another family. Millie Ortiz was 92 years old. She survived nearly a century on this planet. She survived everything life threw at her. What she didn't survive was a police cruiser with broken lights that the department knew about for years. A cruiser they put on the road anyway, with an officer behind the wheel who went through an intersection in the dark. No siren, no lights, no warning, and no charges. The next time someone tells you that police are held to the same standard as everyone else, ask them about Millie Ortiz. If you or I drove through an intersection at 32 miles per hour in the dark and killed a 92-year-old woman coming home from bingo, do you think they'd call it an accident? Or do you think they'd call it vehicular manslaughter? The difference isn't the act, The difference is the badge.